Radio with W8CPT. Captain Don here. We had a snowstorm today. It's only about maybe 2-3 inches. I think it's still snowing. I'm gonna be working the International Space Station FM repeater, making contacts with other amateur radio operators across the US and Canada in about 4 minutes. I will show you the radio I'm using. I'm using the TYT UV390 Plus with OpenGD 77 firmware. Now this is reversed for you. It's actually coming from the southwest, going up 80 degrees, and it's going to set in the northeast. So it's going to be a good pass. It's going to be cold out there. It's 24 degrees out right now. If anybody is in the chat, Denny, you're in there. Condolences, Denny. I feel for you. Anyway, are you working this pass, or are you too busy? Or is it too cold? It's snowing here. We got a snowstorm. But yeah, I'm using the TYT UV390 Plus, and I'm going to be using the Arrow 2 antenna, and hopefully making some good contacts. We've got 3 minutes, and then I'll go outside when we got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left and hook up the antenna and get everything going outside. Just waiting to see if any viewers come in, if anybody's got any questions. This is the International Space Station FM repeater, amateur radio. I'm going to be shooting my signal up to the space station and then back down to Earth, and then make contacts with other ham radio operators. All right, Denny. Yeah, wow. That day's coming for all of us. Hopefully, for me, it's a while yet, but my parents are up there too, so 80 and 76. So, but part of life, unfortunately. What do we got? We got 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I don't want to get out there and get too cold right away. Like I said, it's 24 degrees. Hello, Micheline. Micheline, did I say that right? Hey, how you doing? N2AKJ. I guess I better get outside and get set up. Shut my truck off so I'm not sniffing exhaust gas. It's 24 degrees in a snowstorm right now, so I figure I'm gonna work it outside, because why not? You gotta give me a minute here. I'm gonna clear off some snow, set the tripod up. Let me see if I can get it to track me, so we get that all set. Okay, good. It's tracking me now. Grab the antenna. Still got 1 minute and 19 seconds. I'm going to put my other glove on, because it's fairly cold out. Just about 1 minute left. It's coming up over there, and it's going to set over here. Let me see. Oh, let's go this way. It's going to set over here. So, got the gloves on. I don't know if I need gloves, but here's the antenna I'm using. The Arrow 2 backpacking antenna. And you can hear the sound okay? Dynamic Dual, how you doing? Got 31 seconds before it breaks the horizon. With the snowstorm, I'm not going to see it, so I'm just going to have to track it by where I know it's at and by sound. 18 seconds. All this snow out here. I was going to wear my Crocs, but I changed my mind. So I can't read the comments right now, so we are actually going to be making contacts, and then I'll go back to the comments and everything when I get back in the truck warming up. So it broke the horizon. Now we're just waiting for a signal. from somebody. I'll double check the comments here. Oh, it's not that bad. I got a hoodie on and a t-shirt. It's not too bad. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit of a signal here. Not good enough to make a contact yet, but it's starting. We'll hear some people here shortly. We have 4 degrees, so it's got to come up a little bit before I'll hear anything. There we go. Right there sounds like where it's at. There we go. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82.
Tell Indio, can I see South Weekend? Whiskey.
There's the beacon from it. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82.
Whiskey Tango 8 Delta K5 JX6. Tango Romeo India. DOJ Echo November. Kilo 5 JRC.
It's pretty busy. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82. K4 CRS, Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82, QSL. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82.
Alpha Hotel November.
Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82.
Whiskey Victor 5 Charlie EM26.
Whiskey Victor 5 Charlie, Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82, QSL.
Roger, QSL, Victor Alpha 2.
Victor Alpha 2, come again.
Yeah, 4. Victor Alpha 2, Hotel Mike Delta.
Victor Alpha 2, Hotel Mike Delta, Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82, QSL.
Come back.
Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82, QSL.
Whiskey number Jerry Tango. This is Victor Alpha 2, Hotel Mike Delta.
Negative, that's Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, QSL.
Victor Echo 2, Hotel Delta, Whiskey Tango 8 Delta. Victor Echo.
Man, it's busy.
WA1JY Fox Mike 05.
WA1JAY, Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November 82, QSL. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2.
WA1J Mike, this is Kilo Echo 8, Fox Bravo, Echo November 7. Kilo Echo 8, your call sign again, WA1J Y Fox Mike 05. Victor Alpha 2.
Man, it's busy. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2.
Charlie Papa Tango,
Come again for Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango.
54, November Record Golf.
Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2.
WA1JY Fox Mike 05.
WA1JAY, Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2, QSL. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2.
Kilo.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Oscar Bravo, Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2, QSL.
Whiskey Charlie Papa Tango, Kilo Delta 1 Tango, Foxtrot, Fox Nancy 40.
Kilo Tango 1 Delta Foxtrot, Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2, QSL. I got it on recording.
Charlie 1, Victor Kilo Bravo, Fox November 43.
Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2.
Fox 2. Fox November 43. November
Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2. You hear that? There's some APRS getting sent out. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango, Echo November E2. Alright, I'm going to call that quits on the contacts. I'm going to stay on the YouTube channel, though. And I'll answer questions and talk to you guys for a little bit here as soon as I get this antenna packed up here. That was a pretty busy pass. I don't think I made too many contacts. We'll have to review the video. Man, it's cold out here. Oh, well. I could have done it sticking my hand out of the truck window, but didn't really want to do that. Let me get the truck started here so I can warm up. And then I'll check all the comments. Wow, I don't know. I think I only counted like 3 contacts, if I even got them. That was a pretty rough pass. I don't know if the snow does anything. Let me get the truck started here. Take off this hat. And get some lights on. There we go. All right. It's kind of dark, but let me see what we got here. Dynamic Duel, hello. Amen, hello. Denny, 34-degree pass. Yeah, it was 80 here. You wouldn't know it, though. That wasn't a very good pass. I got this off of Amazon with the tracker. I don't know what the brand name is here. It's kind of hard because I'm using it right now. Let me see. Hang on a minute. Let me see if it's got a brand name on it. Mike KO4 PDI turned me on to this thing. Yeah, it actually does not say the brand name on it. I will, oh, you're on the last pass and you heard me? I was on my mobile then. Let me write down your call sign and I'll send you the info on that. Let me find, oh, here's my pen. N2AKJ, N2AKJ. Is your email on QRZ, N2AKJ? Hey, Paul, how you doing? I don't know why there's not more light in here, but oh well. I'm not that good to look at anyway. All right, yeah, I'll send you an email with the link from Amazon. I think it was like $120. I don't know for sure though. Most of the stuff that you can do for portable use, I've got videos in my how-tos on how I do all this. You can use a Retevis RT3S, TYT UV390, or the Bofeng DM1701, and there's a website called OpenGD77.com, and that's the firmware I have on it. So let me see if I can do this. So that's the home screen. I know it's backwards to you, but then you get the menu here, and you go up to satellites. Does that say satellites? Yeah, I think it does. Everything's blurry because I'm looking through my glasses. And it'll list all the satellites you got coming. Let me see which ones. I added some satellites too. I got a video on how to do that too. We'll go to the next ISS pass. It's 22 degrees. So you click on that. And it shows you the track. North is up. Shows you how long until it rises. And then if you hit the down or the up arrow, it shows you the Doppler frequencies that it's tracking. And when they're doing that SSTV, you can hit number 3 here. And it switches to the SSTV frequency. So you can receive the SSTV. You hit number 1, you go back to the FM voice. I think the middle one's APRS. Oh, it says CW receive. Oh yeah, APRS on the middle one. There's APRS. So yeah, it's pretty neat. That firmware is really. No, this is not the Anytone. This is a TYT UV390 Plus with OpenGD77 firmware. You gotta go on to OpenGD77. .com and figure out how to flash the firmware on. I've got videos on how to do all that. The TYT UV390 Plus, the Retevis RT3S, and the Bofeng DM1701 are the 3 HTs. You can put that on. And then the TYT MD9600 mobile, you can put it on there too. Yeah, that Anytone 878, that's all you need. You do got to go in there and update the KEPs. I recommend doing it every day before you do a pass, because the space station might move because of space junk, and I think they update the KEPs every day. So I update my KEPs every day, once a day before I start working any satellites, just to be safe. So make sure you do that with the Anytone. If you got the latest update, which was what was it, 4.05, I think, maybe, I don't know, but it's the latest update. If you got that one, everything's kosher on it. You just gotta, for the KEPs, you gotta pick the one that says daily. I think the word daily's in it. There's a little pull down menu and you can pick where you get your KEPs from. Pick the one that says TLE daily or something like that. And then that one gives you PO101 and some of the other ones that, for some reason, that other link doesn't give you all the satellites. So yeah, you definitely can use the Anytone 878. Yeah, and then the Arrow 2 antenna. I've tried the elk antenna. It works, but it's not as good as the Arrow 2 Yagi. So I definitely recommend that. If you're going to buy one, buy that one. The elk, I just didn't have as good a success with it. And this TYT UV390 is 10 watts. I mean, I'm using it on 10 watts. At least I hope I was. Maybe that's why people weren't hearing me. Let me check. Wouldn't that be funny if I was only using like 1 watt and I still made some QSOs? Let's see. Yeah, I was on 10 watts. Okay. But the 5 watt RT3S and the 1701, that's all you need. I made a ton of contacts on 5 watts. So yeah, if you've got an antenna, a Yagi that you're pointing at the satellite as it's going over, you don't need to use more than 10 or 15 watts. At the most. I mean, my one buddy tried it with this, and he had it on 1 watt with the RT3S, and I made a QSO with him on the ISS repeater, and he sounded fine. And later on, he's like, "Oh crap! I only had that on 1 watt." So everybody just shooting up all this wattage up there. If you got an antenna pointing at it, you don't need like these base stations that are running, 50 or 100 watts with their rotors. You don't need that. You're actually probably hurting it if you're using that much wattage. But at any rate, people do what they want to do. So I know I just use what I need to use, and I do pretty well. So 10 watts. This is the most fun to me, is doing it portable like this. I really wish somebody would make an HT that had single sideband so I could do linears portable with that Arrow antenna. That's like my dream for them. Somebody, Yaesu, ICOM, Kenwood, if you're watching this, make an HT that does single sideband for linear satellites. Why is that person stopped in the middle of the road? Oh, okay, they're turning in a driveway. It's snowing out here and people are driving crazy. Yeah, what happens when you throw 100 watts, I don't know what the correct terms are, but you're overloading it. And especially on the linear birds, if you use too much wattage, you kind of mess it up for everybody else. So I would try 25 watts if you got a base station, and just see how it goes. It'll probably go fine. I know I got a Kenwood TS2000, and I always have that at 25 watts. I can go all the way up to 100 if I want. But when I'm using the Star Trek rotor at home with that TS2000 Kenwood, I do 25 watts. That's all I need. But anyway, yeah, anybody that's interested in how I'm doing this, if you go through my how-to videos, I pretty much got a video showing you how to do anything you want to know about this portable stuff. And if you can't figure it out, get a hold of me. My QRZ has my my email. I have a Facebook page called Amateur Radio W8CPT. If you want to sign up for that, make sure you answer the questions, put your call sign in there, and I'll add you to that page. And of course, this YouTube here. I do have a Twitter. I don't post on there. Actually, it's X now. I have an X account. I post on there a little bit. You can get a hold of me through there too if you're on X. Just look up my call sign. And yeah, and I also have a TikTok, but I don't do a whole lot on there with amateur radio. I don't think there's a big following on TikTok with amateur radio. But anyway, anybody got any more questions, comments, whatnot? 440 up 70. See, I can only do 50 on my Kenwood. You don't use that for satellites? You should. That thing works good. I tried it. It works pretty good if you got an Arrow antenna. IC 9700. Yeah. I need to get the 9700. I don't need to. That Kenwood does everything that thing does. I just don't have a waterfall. And when I'm doing the single sideband birds, it'd be nice to see have a waterfall to see where, you know, other people are on the spectrum there. But that's about it. That's the only reason I really need that. So I don't know. I'll probably break down and get one, but yeah, no, they're like $1,800 now. I mean, all I'm going to use it for is satellites. I've got radios that do, you know, the local repeaters and all that. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could get rid of the Kenwood TS2000 and use that because I've got a DX10 for HF. I don't need the HF on the Kenwood. I don't really use it at all. I have it hooked up so I can use the HF, but I don't need it. I probably should just break down and get that. I'm kind of hoping that Yaesu or Kenwood come out with a newer satellite radio, but they might not. But it'd be kind of cool. I know Yaesu is coming out with that. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, the sat box. Yeah, I don't know if that sat box is compatible with Kenwood TS2000. I think I seen something where they were going to add for that. But yeah, being able to see the signals on the band is just pretty cool, and I miss that because I got when I do POTA and whatnot, I've got the 710 Yaesu, has a great waterfall. I got the DX10 in my shack, Yaesu DX10. And then I have a G90 too. I started out with a G90. I haven't used that thing in a while. I should bring that thing out one of these days. Play around with it. And then my very first radio 2 years ago, HF radio, was a Yaesu FT840. I made quite a few QSOs on that with no waterfall, just tuning the bands with the knob. But yep, I got it good. This ISS repeater is so busy. I should check some of the other satellites and see, like SO50. I don't know if PO101's active. It's a weekend. They probably have it active, but it's just that ISS is so busy. Yeah, SO50 is coming by 10 degrees. I'm not gonna freeze for 10 degrees. The next ISS is 22 degrees. We got an SO50 in an hour and 54 minutes. That's kind of high. I'm not going to stand out in the cold for that. I might sit in the passenger seat and point the antenna out the window. Maybe. I might do SO50. We'll see. What else do we got? Well, why didn't... At 3 a.m. or 2? Because I worked it at 2:15 a.m. Oh, 3 a.m. Central Time. So what time is it there right now? I'm so bad with these time zones. I know UTC and I know Eastern Standard. So is it going on like 7 o'clock right now? So it's going to be 8 p.m. and like, because mine says 8:59, so it's going to be 9 p.m. So you're an hour difference for me. So wait a minute. $7:59. Okay, but I'm trying to think because I think I worked that pass last night and I heard one person and he didn't quite answer me, I don't think. And then I heard nobody else. Let me think. So if it's 8 there, yeah. That was probably the pass after mine because it was 2 here. So that would have been 1 your time. Yeah, okay. W4NEG. Okay, yeah, this was somebody else that's always on that I heard his call sign. But so I did the pass before the 3 a.m. pass, and there was only one other person, and I didn't count the contact. I think he answered me, but I didn't get his full call sign. And so since nobody was on it, I called out to NA1SS because it was 7 a.m. UTC, and they were probably too busy taking pictures of California wildfires, because I see they put a picture up of that. So they're into the photography like crazy, and I think that's keeping them from grabbing the ham radio. I had a QSO with astronaut Don Pettit. I don't think anybody else has had a QSO with him. Anybody know if anybody else has had a QSO with Don Pettit this Expedition 72? He answered me. I was like 3 in the morning one night. So what was it, 8 o'clock? 2 or 3 in the morning, and he surprised the heck out of me. Nobody was on, and I said, "Hey, anyone says it's Whiskey Charlie Papa Tango, you guys listening?" And he's like, "Charlie Papa Tango, NA1SS." I was like, "All right, cool." That's pretty. I got that on my YouTube channel here. 5CW POTA contacts. Oh, okay. You guys have 5CW POTA contacts. That's cool. I have not got into CW. I don't know if I will. I keep trying to learn it here and there, and it's just not sticking for me. So I might one of these days, though, really put myself to it. I got so much other stuff. If you see my truck right now, it's a mess. It's a total mess, but I got so many different projects just in my truck, not even counting at my house. I got so much stuff I do. CW, I need to get into it. I tried. I don't know if you guys got any good suggestions of how to learn it and have it stick. I'm open, because I had an app on my phone and I started playing around with that, and I just can't get the sounds to my brain for some reason. Okay. So what do you recommend is the so they have an online course or something at Long Island CW Club? That would be kind of cool if they did like a Zoom course. Because then that would force me to join the Zoom meeting. Yeah, online they do classes? I'm going to write that down too, unless it's on your QRZ. It might be Long Island CW Club. All right, I'm going to look into that. All right, I'm definitely going to look into that. And I might wait till I get my extra, because I got to force myself to finish studying for that. I'm halfway through studying. Once I get my extra, then my next goal will be CW. But I got that written down. I got to send. Oops. I'm going to throw everything on the floor. I'm going to put tripod. I got to make sure I send you the tripod info too when I get off of here. But yeah, this thing's pretty neat. I mean, like, watch. I'm holding it in my hand right now, so I can spin it with a button, left and right, up and down. If you give it the OK symbol, maybe it ain't doing it because it's so dark. If it can see you good and you give it the OK symbol, it tracks you. There's a light on it. I should have been using that the whole time. It'll blind me though. There's a light on it, so you can light yourself up. Wow. Yeah, and it's got little stands. I think you could put it. Yeah, it's actually got a threaded thing for a tripod too, if you want to put it on a tripod. But it's got its own little stand too that folds out. So, and like I'm moving it around, and it's kind of staying at me, even though. Yeah, you'll like this thing, and it's not super expensive. I know it was under $200. Charges USB-C. That's another good thing. USB-C. I got everything. I just bought the TID radio TH3, a second one, and I put on that NIC firmware on it. That's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here because I've got to listen to that pass. I don't know how many contacts I actually made there. It was iffy, and I gotta get them written down and log them. And I don't think I'll do any more passes tonight. It's just maybe I might do like one at 2 in the morning or something if I really feel like it. If I'm still awake, but I don't know if I'll go live, but I might do some. So anybody got any more questions or comments? Don, we've worked the satellite twice. You and I have had contact twice. What's your call sign? I'm sure if I looked at your QRZ, I'd recognize the picture and all that and the name. KA5PMV. Okay. Kilo Alpha 5 Papa Mike Victor. Yeah, wow. When was it? Was it like a year ago? Because I don't know. That one's not sticking for some reason. And then what's this? Maybe 3. October and November of last year. Okay. I was working it a lot then. So 12, 18, 10, 18, and 11, 19. Okay. I was working it quite a bit. And I don't know if anybody sent me QSL cards either too, like in the last 6 months. I haven't done them yet. So I try to get out QSL cards, not for everybody, but like there's a few people that I was their first contact. So they've actually sent me a QSL card, and then I jot down, if they were the first time, I'd send them a card just because I think it's cool. When I get my taxes, I'm getting some kind of a Yaesu rotor and good antennas. So I don't know how I'm going to put it up yet. I really only need to get it above my house because that's really the only thing blocking me. I got trees around me, but I get through them fine with this arrow antenna. So I only need to go up about 25 feet. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm getting a rotor system when I get my tax return. So things are going to get better for my indoor shack work. But that's cool, Paul. Yeah, there's times where there's so many QSOs. I've made like 10 in one pass before. It's so hard to remember all of them. Yeah, I see my house. I'm out in the country, so it's mostly farm fields, but I've got the only woods like in the area. But the trees don't seem to bother me that much. I've actually shot it through the trees with this arrow handheld and got it to like 2 degrees. So it's just a house. If it's pointing at the house or the garage, it's just done. What I'd like to do is I got a pond out in a field. And if I could get a little shack out there, like one of those little log cabins, and get it heated. Yeah, shooting into a metal building won't work at all. But if I get a little like log cabin shack by my pond, it's so open out there. And if I put the rotor out there, I wouldn't have to go up very high. And then I could move all my my satellite radio out there and have a little shack out there. That's what I ultimately like to do because I don't have to put nothing up high. Because I'm definitely not climbing. I guess I could get the tilt tower, which I might do still. If I get a tilt tower, I could put it next to my garage and tilt it down the driveway when I need to work on things. So I might do that. We'll see. I'm sure I'll do a video on it once I decide what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, if I had a nice pole, I don't want to use black pipe threaded because I did that with a wind generator, and the threads rusted and the dang thing fell apart. So I don't want to use black or galvanized pipe because the threads end up being a weak point. So yeah, if I could get a steel pole, paint it, and have it be 25 feet and find a way to keep it in the ground. We don't get a lot of wind here, but we get some good wind storms in the summer. I definitely would want it. Yeah, I don't know. That's another thing I didn't even think about either. We get some of these storms in the summertime. Do you take down the antenna when you got those big Yagis up there and stuff? Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That could be another problem too. And even if I lower it down, it's still going to be in the driveway. I'm not going to take everything apart and go stick it in the garage or something. So hopefully they're pretty durable. I guess I'll find out. Yeah, we'll see. I'll do you got a YouTube channel, Paul? I know, I'm pretty sure N2AKJ. What is your name anyway, if you're still here, N2AKJ? That call sign sounds familiar. I think you said you don't do satellites, but I'm sure I've probably worked at POTA or something. Drew, okay. Drew, why? I must have watched your channel or something. What the heck was that? Must have been snow falling off the truck. Yeah, I got a whole nother channel of outdoor stuff, hunting and fishing and stuff. I think if you look up Captain or CAPT Don Mick Jr., yeah, I've got lots of stuff. Deer I've shot, fishing. I used to run sturgeon fishing charters. There's some of that on there. I even I got cameras in my food plot and my other deer blind. Across the creek, there was a cottontail rabbit that just jumped in the creek and swam in the middle of the night for no reason. I got some weird stuff on there. If you like outdoor stuff and nature stuff, look up my other channel. It's just Cap Don Mick Jr., I think. Yeah, so ice fishing stuff. There's a lot of ice fishing stuff on there too. There's actually a video on there that ice fishing that Aquaview, seen it. Hey, Rick, I heard you that pass. I called out to you when it got kind of low and I didn't hear you respond. So if you heard me, I didn't hear you. We're just chatting after the fact. I thought that was going to be a good pass and it was so busy it wasn't very good. I think I made 3 contacts. I don't know. I'm going to have to check. You were really loud and clear when it was straight overhead, though. He's K. Wow. I'll let him type it. KE8. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. That wasn't you. That was Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Oscar Bravo that I heard right overhead. Sorry about that. And I can't even remember. Man, there's too many names to remember. It's crazy. There's people like WA1JAY. I should know his name. I've made a lot of contacts with him. Yeah, if you were working that pass, it was Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Oscar Bravo was the Kilo Echo 8 one. Yeah, he was like loud and clear when it was straight overhead here. So how you been doing, Rick, on the satellites? I really haven't heard you, but I ain't been working the voice very much. Was that an X-Ray Echo 2? I heard him, and there's a Victor Echo 2 with an accent. And I made a contact with him this pass, and I made a contact with him the other night too. It seems like he has a hard time hearing because I always have to repeat myself when he's on. But you heard an X-ray echo too? Because there was a Victor echo too. Yeah, that's the one I think that I made a QSO with. I think. Hotel Mike Delta. And I feel like it was a little different though. I'll know though when I play this back. That's the fun part of this. I got to play it back to log. Could have been VE2. But yeah, X-ray would be Mexico, right? So there are some Mexico stations. I heard that the Mexican stations like to be on the SO50 for some reason. Yeah, I have it recorded too, obviously, because I'm live. But yeah, I'll be listening to this once I get done here. So Rick, have you been doing any satellites? I helped Rick set up his RT3S. Oh, you got the ham sticks. I love my ham sticks. I put them on my Magnum out in my truck and throw my Yaesu 710 on my dash, and just they work so good for just something you're screwing on a Magnum out. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I mean, it's a snowstorm tonight, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go stand out in the cold instead of sticking my arm out the window like I've been doing in my truck. Yeah, I don't drive with it on. If I drove, I'd probably get... I have a triple, actually. Bigali HS3. Now, what is that, Drew? I'm going to write it down. BGALI-HST3. Oh, Morse code keyer. Okay. I have a keyer that I bought for POTA. If I ever did get into CW, it's small. It's like 3D printed case or something. I forgot I had that. Let me see. Do you know what it is? I don't know if that ain't it. I've got it in my backpack here. I just don't know if I'm going to find it. And a side swiper. Okay. That's my main. Okay, where would it be? Here? If it's not in this pocket here, then I'm not digging it out. But I think it might be in this pocket. Okay, what is this? Wow, that's a big pocket. Okay, that's... No, a spike. I got it here. Let me move this. Yeah, it's not in that pocket. I just found two antennas in here that I forgot I had. I made a end-fed half wave. Let's see. It's got to be one of these smaller pockets. Is this it? What is this? Oh, that ain't it. I don't know where it's at. Oh, wait. Here's a pocket. No, that's the same one I just opened. I can't find it. I don't know. It's a little keyer, though, that's... Oh yeah, did you hear me on HF or did you hear me on YouTube? Yeah, I get on here when I'm bored sometimes and just go live. Huh. I'm definitely looking up that Long Island CW club. And oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah, I actually went and just started calling CQ, and I ended up talking to two different guys that really talked my ear off. Probably one guy was about 15 minutes, and then the other guy is about a half hour. He used to live in Saginaw area. And I don't even know if I ended up putting that live on here or not. It was just talking, and I don't mind. That's why I'm in ham radio. He was reminiscent about all the stuff that he did when he was in Michigan. And then he tells me that last time he fished in Michigan was 1973, and I was born in 1972. So I was like, whoa, that was a long time ago. Wow, you got 20 keys. Yeah, I got that one small one that I bought in case I ever decided to learn it. I think it might have plugged into the Zygu G90 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'll have to find it. Play around with it. But I guess CW is probably about the only part of ham radio I haven't gotten into. I've gotten into all the digital modes, JS8 call, FT8, FT4. I've even tried Earth, Moon, Earth with that arrow antenna and one of the JS65 or something like that. Well, that's cool, man. When I join the club, I'm gonna do the Zoom classes that you guys have, and I'm gonna learn it for sure, because that's probably about the only thing I haven't done. Yep, I just got my ticket 2 years ago in February. It'll be 2 years, and definitely didn't have to learn CW, but I do want to learn it though, because I think it'd be cool to do POTA. Be another way, like I was driving around chasing the Northern Lights. I think it was back in August, and I went so far north of my house, I ended up at the Port Sanilac Harbor, was it, or Lexington, one of them, and it's a POTA park. And so I'm like, well, heck, I'm gonna activate a POTA park. I'm here. It was like midnight, and I got on phone and I got like 4 contacts, and it was just terrible, probably because of the Northern Lights, the Aurora. And so I ended up jumping on FT8 so I could activate the park. But it would be kind of cool. CW sucks, he says. It would be kind of cool to be able to use CW and try to help me activate a park if voice is going downhill that day. So I think I'm gonna, and that's probably how I'll start out. I'll probably learn how to say what I need to say in CW for POTA, and then grow it from there, because that'll give me a reason to use it and then learn more. Like, seriously, this radio here, you're talking about CW. When I turn this TYT UV390 on, it does my call sign in Morse code. At least it better be, because I figured it out. Was that too quick for you to figure out if it's my call sign? I can do it again. Here, I'll do it again. This should be Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Tango. Yeah, it's but see, to me, I've heard that every time I've turned that HT on. And you know how much I do satellites with that HT, and it's not clicking. So I got to learn how to make it click. You heard an 8. That's funny. Man, it is like so hot in this truck now. 78 degrees. I'm roasting myself out. Okay, cool. That's what it's supposed to say. You had to put all these like zeros and dashes and crap, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my call in there, so I got it in there. So I should be able to like memorize that and know that people are calling me, but cool. Yeah, I actually did a satellite pass just now. We just got talking about CW because Drew N2AKJ is one of the instructors in the Long Island CW club. And CW is one thing I have not done yet, and I'm gonna do it. I just I want to get my extra first. I'm half studied for that. I got to go back and study all of it again though, because I keep studying and I try to apply myself, and then I find something else on ham radio that I want to mess with, and I stop studying. And there's a silent key. Don, his what is it? WA80. He kept telling me, get your extra, and he just passed away this last year in like May or something like that, and I kind of want to do that in his honor. And then and then we got WB80 or WB80 Walt. He was like really big in the local club here. He passed away too. It was a rough year for silent keys. Yeah, that's what I figured, because there's a lot of stuff in amateur radio that when I was taking my technician test, I was like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And I just memorized the answers. And then when I actually did it, then I clicked. I'm like, oh, I remember that from the test. And okay, this is cool. This is easy. I can figure this out. So I'll do CW. I'll probably finish studying my extra and get that by February, and then after that I'll jump into CW. So cool. I'm glad you hopped on here, and I think I've seen you on here before too, and mentioned that, and I wrote it down. I'll get you the tripod. Wait, N2AKJ, are you the one that was POTA? And you did some voice, but you do mostly, yeah, okay. That's why you're familiar. I know exactly who you are now. I was chasing POTA and you were activating POTA live, right? Okay. That's why I knew your call sign was familiar. I just it didn't click why. So that's okay. That's awesome. I'm definitely going to look into learning the CW next. It clicked finally. I knew I seen you. You should get into satellites, man. I've actually made POTA contacts on the ISS to help me get. Well, I didn't need them, but it was just cool. And then my very first POTA activation in June of 23, I actually made a POTA contact with astronaut Woody Hoberg. Which was really cool. Not only did I do satellite POTA, but I made a contact with an astronaut doing satellite POTA on my first POTA activation ever too. That was like so cool. I was up north camping at a park that was a POTA park, and yeah, that was cool. I had already made 2 contacts with Woody, and once I make a contact with one astronaut now, I don't try to get him again if everybody's on. Like in the middle of the night, if he's on again, one of the ones I've like Don, if he's on again in the middle of the night, nobody's there, then I'll make a contact with him. But normally after I make one contact, I don't try to get that astronaut again so other people have a chance. But I was doing POTA, and it was my first POTA, and I'm like, I'm trying. One time I threw my call sign out, and I got him. It was cool. All right. So I think I'm gonna go now. Probably could just do another ISS pass right now because I bet you it's been almost time. Let me check because I might just do that. I think this is going to be a low pass, so I don't think I want to do a super low pass. Oh, I might have missed it. No, it's going to be a 22-degree pass. Oh, it's still 41 minutes away. Wasn't that one at 8:35? Maybe I did miss one while we were talking. This one don't show me previous ones. But at any rate, yeah, 22 is too low anyway. All right, well, I'm going to get going. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me here for a little bit. I've actually been on for an hour now, which is kind of cool. And I've got information on learning CW. I'm going to send N2AKJ, yeah. Drew, I'm going to send you info on the tripod. You'll like it. It's a cool little tripod. And pretty cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining me and chatting with me. And hopefully I catch you on the air again. Most of you I've already talked to, but some of you I haven't, but we will. If you're interested in working satellites, portable with HTs, I got all the info on my channel and how-tos about how to put the OpenGD 77 firmware on 3 different HTs, and anything I do in ham radio that is a task for me. Like if I have a hard time finding the info and it's not out there, I try to do a video on it, because if it was that hard for me to find the information, I want to put it out there so other people don't have to look as hard as I did. So and then if anybody requests me to do something, I do that too. So yeah, basically my channel is just trying to help everybody else out. If I end up getting big and make money on this channel, then great. But for the most part, I just share the fun I'm doing on amateur radio, and I try to help people out. So thanks for watching Amateur Radio with W8CPT. I'm Captain Don, and I'm going to say 73 for now.